the TA side in particular, I think the thing I loved most about the partnership that we had, Paul, in particular, is your team was very, very data focused. And that I know it's kind of the buzz thing out there. Everybody talks about like, need to use data and, be strategic. But really, there's so much emotion in the talent acquisition process, whether it's the employee who's trying to secure their financial situation for their family as they consider a job move or compare an offer that they've got on the table to the recruiter who's motivated to close the deal and the HR business partner who's trying to secure the resource for the business that's putting pressure on them. There's a lot of personal emotions that happen in that process. And there's a lot of conversations that happen not grounded in data, right? I think I'm worth more, or somebody else offered me more, or the comp package is different because I'm coming from a publicly traded company to a privately owned company, and all the things in between. And of course, you add all the economic pressures too, which is now you've got millions of people with their own interpretation of what is a reasonable cost of increase in wages and inflation and all of this stuff. And so having that data centric conversation to say, like, what is it we're actually trying to solve? What is the candidate need? What does the business need? And how do we find somewhere in between that is economic for us as a business, but also tugs at the right heartstrings of the candidate to make them feel good about walking in the door, that they got a deal, I think is really important. And you always put pressure on us to say, like, what are you actually trying to solve for? I'm hearing they want more, but like, what is more? Like, how are we, what do we, how do we solve for that? So that was really always helpful. And you personally always challenged me because I'd come to you sometimes with like, I believe this is the issue. And you're like, is it? Is it? And really try to understand like the core of what was going on.